Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our next episode of the Real Momentum Podcast. And I'm here with Mr. John McPherson out of our Winston-Salem office.
Hello, Mr. Gregory. How are you?
I'm doing very, very well.
The formalness, are you proud of me?
Yes, you're doing great. Yep. So now we're here for a special reason. Different than what we normally do with these podcasts.
Okay.
We're here to talk about you. I don't normally talk about you. And you are now running for, let me get this straight, the North Carolina President-Elect?
NC REALTORS President-Elect for 2024, sir.
That is fantastic. So now, why should somebody vote for you?
Thanks for just, I think I'm the best choice. Okay. And I will say that because, it goes back to that. No one cares how much you know until they know how much you care.
True.
And I really do care. In North Carolina, we're doing a lot of things right. And I feel that we can do things better. And what I mean by that is my platform is, elevate, advocate, and communicate. Mm-hmm. We got to be better realtors. We've got to advocate to keep more money in our pocket and keep the government out of our industry. And we've got to communicate the value of working with a realtor. And when you get into that elevate part of things, we talk about education, engagement, and encouragement. I was a high school mascot. I've got the letter somewhere in a box I can show you. So I'm a cheerleader, a hype master, Flavor Flav. And I just really think that we need to push out there of the great things we're doing, be it, our days of service or things like that. And definitely just tell people what we're doing as a group so that people go, oh, that's realtors doing that. Education is, we can't and we shouldn't and we must not ever attack the barrier to entry to our profession. Mm-hmm. I say that because someone that may be all they have to get into our profession. And if we're fighting for DEI, then we have to make it as it is to get into our profession, because I think that you are cutting the legs off of the things we're trying to do there if we don't allow it to be open and for people to get in. But once people get into our profession, I think we really need to get into education and being better realtors, not only for ourselves, but for our clients.
So let's wind back a little bit.
I think I answered every question you had for me.
I think every question you had, except
Sorry about
several.
That. Okay.
So let's start with your career.
Okay.
Right? So go all the way back. When did you get into real estate?
So after taking the test 3 times and finally passing it in November of 2003, and I had tried to take it back when I was in, right after college or things like that, and I just didn't commit to it. When I finally committed to it is when I got the test, and I'm a general contractor as well too now. But so 2003, I joined Coldwell Banker Triad. It was actually, I came to, they had moved to the new location that was over near the mall where the corporate offices were, and went in and said, hey, I passed. And so I started with Coldwell Banker at that point, interviewed with 3 companies, actually called my broker in charge, who I'm going to be calling after this. Her name's Carol Hudson. Called her and said, hey, I'm getting a lot of questions about, do I want to come interview? And what do I do? And she was at her grandson's hospital bed. He was having a surgical procedure. He's fine. And she's like, just tell me work for me. And so that's how I got hired.
There you go.
And so I've been with Coldwell Banker Triad until the purchase by Coldwell Banker Advantage my whole entire career. So it'll be 20 years this November.
So in those 20 years, you've seen a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So what have you seen that has caused you to frame your position today that you're running on?
I think the biggest thing for me is in our industry, every year it's a new attack. Gosh, it was so awesome when we fought back the Stop the Home Tax with the home builders, and we were out there and you're holding signs up. I remember some of the people on NC Realtor staff holding signs up to say, stop the home tax, and just cutting, not allowing them to double the ad valorem tax across our state when we were told, oh, you guys don't have a chance, and fighting that. Learning about RPAC. I was honored to speak the last time that we were in Raleigh before the pandemic was in 2019. I got up and spoke, and I had become a Sterling President Circle, I think, at that point, and I had spent over my whole career, I think, maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5,000 hours. I have the speech somewhere and I have it written down, but
sure.
In 1 year I got almost $17,000 in gross commission income attributed to my contributions to RPAC, because what happens is if you contribute to RPAC, then I'm going to refer someone that also contributes to RPAC. Just this weekend, a guy from Arkansas called me and said, "Hey, I got your name from so-and-so. I got someone moving to your town." And I'm like, "Okay, taken care of." My niece stayed in Vegas before her stuff even arrived with a realtor, Linda, who's chair of the conventions for the whole NAR. She stayed in her house because her stuff wasn't there yet.
Right.
This is our industry, and we're a family.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what got me going in of what can I do, and if you're, what is it, Asa Fleming says, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. And that was in his family. They said, when you start contributing to what puts food on this table, then you can start deciding what you want to eat.
So now we have a number of agents that have joined all of our regions who are brand new realtors, right? Who may have never even been exposed to this before. Why is voting important?
Oh, well, we're one of the few states. So we have like 57,000 members. Mm-hmm. So every member and every association executive has the ability to vote. Okay, so you'd be surprised at how many people vote. It's not even 10%.
So less
it's
than
not even 5%.
So about 2,500, 3,000 people?
2,500's been like the absolute best.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah, that we've had in a contested race recently.
So why should somebody who is new to the industry vote?
Because you get to make a statement. It's the same with our country. You get to make a statement, and you can't complain about who's leading you if you don't vote. And so we have elections, and in those elections we have regional vice presidents. I mean, you've got someone that is from your area running to be on the executive committee, and then you've got a president, you've got a treasurer, president-elect. I mean, this is the group that decides, what comes before the body of our electoral. And so in North Carolina, we have, our executive committee, which, would be our president, president-elect, treasurer. And then we have the exec board, which is, all the RVPs. And then we have the board, and the board is the direct representation of, in Winston-Salem, as president of the Winston-Salem Association, I'm on the North Carolina Realtors Board of Directors. And so these are the people that say, hey, no, we're not raising dues. Hey, yes, we think that we ought to, put money towards this wonderful cause and things like that. So this is where your money goes that you pay in for dues, or this is the group that, determines where we spend through the RPAC committee, where we spend our dollars to, support the candidates, support us. And I heard something this weekend, because, we're always learning.
Sure.
So, there's the red party and there's a blue party. We used to say there's a purple party, but I got something new this week and picked up, and this is awesome. I was waiting for an Uber in D.C. when we were up there for legislative days. It's the purple solution.
Purple solution.
Right. So I love that, because what we're trying to do is, we're one of the few industries where when you make a contribution to your PAC, not only does it support your industry, it supports everyone.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What is it? They say 30% of a home is fees that come from municipalities and the governments. So we're trying to keep housing affordable. We're trying to keep all of our industry safe. I mean, there's lawsuits out right now that are trying to take buyer agency away. And, could you imagine working with an FHA client that you now have to say, hey, for me to get paid, you've got to pay me at closing. It's not in the commission that's offered by the seller. They have their own thing.
Right.
So there's all kinds of stuff, and you have to be involved.
When is voting?
It starts on August the 21st at 12 o'clock a.m. and it ends on August the 24th at 11:59 p.m.
So for those 4 full days, right, 21st through the 24th.
I'll be around.
You'll be around?
Yeah, I'll be around.
So any final thoughts for everybody?
No, I just want to say thank you for doing this. And what is so cool for me is the Winston-Salem Association has come out and endorsed me. The High Country Association of Realtors, Roma Secondary, has come out and endorsed me. And the company that I work for, you all have done things like this and just have been so
And
supportive.
we endorse you.
Yeah, and, okay, thank you. And you endorse me, but you all have been so supportive of me and believe in me, and it's just so cool to have a company that does, in fact, help out like this. And I really, really, really appreciate all of you.
Your involvement and you driving towards a leadership position helps all of us. Right. So we couldn't be happier than to support you in every way we can. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time, and vote for John.
Thank you so much.